Welcome to How Can She Snap, the Marvel Snap podcast for the filthy casual. I'm the kid, one half of the Super Snap Bros, here with my bro, Mr.
It's no big deal, baby.
Oh yeah, he's here. And today we got a nice, spicy little episode today. We're gonna go over the OTA changes right away. I got them live at work. No big deal. Has not seen them. He's gonna react live. It's gonna be great. We're
Yeah.
gonna talk about Spider-Ham, smash
Mhm.
or pass. We're gonna talk about Silk, if there's any regrets, Conquest, the meta in Conquest, how No Big Deal's been killing it in Conquest, and then of course, we're gonna go over those stonks, baby. All right. Let's get it. The kid. All right. No big deal. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm drinking strange IPA, the Duchess, right now.
Yeah.
So first alcohol on the pod. I feel like we're normally drinking like tea or water, like responsible adults, but
I got a coffee.
not today, baby.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, so let's just dive into it, man. I'm excited to go over the OTA change with you. When you told me that you didn't see them, I'm like, oh shit, don't look at them live on the pod. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I played earlier today without them, and did a couple conquests, and then kind of had to do some work, and got home, and I haven't really opened up the Snap stuff. So yeah,
All right. Do you have the shared screen showed up, or you just want me to read it to you?
I have it, but it's kind of small.
Okay.
I see Doctor Doom. That's
All
all I
right.
can see. Oh god.
First one.
Wow.
This sounds. Hope everyone has been enjoying the new Conquest mode. We've got a suite of balance updates
Mhm.
before the first Infinite Conquest starts. One nerf and then 3 buffs. Let's get into
Ooh,
it.
I like
So
buffs.
the first one, Doctor
Mhm.
Doom. I
Wow.
I assume you're not. He's not going to be buffed.
Yeah. I mean, top
Six
three.
five, 5 power Doombot was the old one. Now Doombots are 4 power. He's still a 6'5", but the Doombots are 4.
Yeah,
Hard nerf.
that's massive.
Hard hard nerf. What do you think? I want your
Well,
thoughts right away.
the the standard for 6 drops is interesting, right? Because we were just talking about this earlier. Hulk's kind of 6'12", Magneto
Yeah.
6'12", Orca, it has to be by himself, so it's like a big, restriction. Doom is like has always been a 6'15",
Yeah.
which has always been crazy, and he's just been one of the best cards in the game. I was thinking, one of these days we should do a top 5 card segment on the show one time. I mean, we won't do it
Yeah.
today, but maybe one day when there's like the bye week or something, maybe we could do it.
Yeah, next
This is
week.
not OTAs every week, and I for sure would have had Doctor Doom in mind personally,
100%. Me too.
because he's just always, even like now with the high evoed Hulk is insane. He still
Yeah.
can't reach 3 lanes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to reach all 3 lanes, and 5 in each lane can't be Killmonger, Shang-Chi. Like there's really, like, how are you really going to counter Doctor Doom? I mean, it's just always been a phenomenal 6 drop. I'm surprised they hit it this hard. Like I think they would start by doing it 6 power with 2 4s, to start.
Yeah.
Because I've been messing around with Shayna. She's not that bad actually. She could put a lot of power for a 4. She could do like 10
Yeah.
power for 4, similar to Doctor Doom. But of course, Killmonger just wrecks her. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. This seems a little harsh, but I understand because the card is simply a top 5 card in the game. You're gonna hit the
Yeah.
most OP cards. I can't be too mad at that.
And yeah, I mean, I would have 100% had him, top 3, if not number 1. It would have been a struggle. Like he would have been in my
Mhm.
thoughts for number 1 for
Yeah,
sure. Because
yeah,
like you can almost put him in almost any deck.
hmm
Any deck you have, you're like, if you're missing a card, you can just throw him in,
yeah.
and it's never a bad, inclusion. Now, I thought that he, I almost, I don't know if this is too soon because I thought that Spider Ham was a pretty big
Oh
nerf
yeah.
to him.
hmm
So they do these a couple weeks in advance, but
Yeah, they
maybe
do them.
not.
Yeah.
Maybe not. But we'll see. I mean, it's funny because Dara and Dexter have a podcast, and they had Ben Brode and another developer
Oh yeah.
on.
I listened to
Uh,
a good chunk of that one. Yeah, that was
did you
a
hear?
fun. That was a fun one.
Did You know what's funny? When they talked about Doctor Doom, they're like, "I hope you guys don't change Doctor Doom. Like, he's a good 6 power card, and he just like
Oh,
does
right.
his."
Yeah, that was at the beginning. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're like he's really good, but he's not overpowered. Please don't change him. And then
Yeah,
boom,
yeah,
this OTA
yeah,
changed, and they
yeah,
were silent. So when they were silent, I was like, "Oh shit, here it
yeah.
comes."
I didn't pick up on that at all. I just thought,
So
yeah,
it just like I didn't think of anything of it then,
yeah.
but it makes sense now. You're like, "Oh man,
Mhm.
yeah." They were just like so silent,
They
but
blamed it all on Glenn, though. They're like, "Glenn does all that shit. Like, we
yeah,
do
exactly.
design
Yeah, yeah,
and game
yeah,
mode, so Glenn does all the cards. So anything you get mad about the cards balance, you
yeah,
could get mad at
yeah.
Glenn, which
I
is
mean,
reasonable. And Glenn's pretty cool. He communicates everything, so I like
yeah.
Glenn.
I'm not mad at this. This is
Mhm.
more of like, let's just see how it is. We're gonna have this for 2 weeks, and I think Doom's still gonna be a good card. Was he gonna be an auto include in every deck? No. But yeah. So they
One,
basically just.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I would say one last thing I would say about this is I think last week we were saying this high Evo Lockjaw might be the best deck in the game. I do think it's like probably top two out of the decks in the game right now,
Yeah.
and this does hit that deck pretty hard. Like Doom Odin is a pretty big part of that deck,
Yeah.
and there's like a pretty high performing Sandman deck going around now too. I think Cam Best
Yeah.
did a thing on it. So
Yeah.
there is some ramp stuff. And Doom always I've played all the ramps because I got Electro and those cards like early in pool three. So I've been playing ramp for a while, and it always feels best with Doom. Anytime I try to stray away from Doctor Doom,
Yeah.
like it just feels worse. Like Doom Odin is crazy, and this is
Yeah.
like the Doom Odin combo is -4 power off the Doom Odin combo, which is massive. So
Yeah.
it doesn't even output that much power to begin with. Like your lanes get to
Exactly.
like 20. You might have 3 lanes close to 20.
Yeah.
In that deck. So
Exactly.
yeah, getting -4 power, like your 20 lanes became 16. Like you're 16, Orca 16. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. any
Hulk
lockjaw
is
deck.
18. Like
Yeah. Any lockjaw deck, like you're just happy when like Doctor Doom pulls up, boom.
Oh,
You
and you
have
could
what's
play into Lockjaw. He's one of the few cards you could do both, right? You
yeah,
play
yeah,
him
and
into
you
Lockjaw.
want to play them in the lockjaw because like
Yeah.
you usually get more value if you
Hmm.
do the math right, and
Yeah.
even like what's it called, like locations, like I think it's called Sakar, the one where it puts
Yeah.
a card down from your hand where
Hmm.
they always get Doctor Doom and I get like my Wasp.
Yeah.
It won't hurt as bad. It's still gonna hurt, obviously, but you
Yeah.
know. So their reasoning, Doctor Doom is our most played 6 card by a large
Yeah.
margin, and for good reason.
That makes sense.
And then things we talked about, like his ability to spread power. I won't get all into it. They talked about, he's in current top decks like Lockdown, Electro Ramp, just like you saw in Lockjaw.
Hmm.
He said he's so good at contesting closed location that he encourages decks to be built around doing so more often. So they just want to decrease his overall strength a little bit and
Hmm.
improve diversity among 6 cost cards. Which, yeah, let's see. I'm not
Yeah.
like and then they said a little flavor at the end. They said beside Doom's tougher than a Doombot. So
Yeah, that's why I think, if he
six
does
four.
totally fall
Yeah.
off a cliff, I could see them juicing him up to 6 power.
Mm,
644 seems reasonable to me.
yeah. Yeah,
But
exactly.
this is fair because this will at least shake up the meta. Like
Yeah.
he was auto include and everything, like you said. So
Yeah.
this is a spicy one, man. They're firing
I
hard to
know.
start, eh?
Bro. All
Jesus.
right. Ready for number 2?
Yeah, let's go. I'm hoping for Punisher. We're talking
Red Skull.
Punisher. Skull again. Wow, they keep
Red
touching up Red
Skull.
Skull, eh? Poor guy.
Yeah. 512, now a 514, but enemy cards have
Plus-
+2 power.
Yeah.
So his original state was 515, enemy cards have +2 power. Now he's 514.
This is what they should have
Um,
did from the beginning. This is
yeah.
what should have been the first change to him. I don't know why
Yeah.
they went way. They buffed him first, right?
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
recap. First thing they did was buff him, right? They went to what was
513 +1?
yeah 513. So it was more often than not more power for the Shuri player.
Yeah.
And then they went to 12, which is a hard nerf, and
Yeah.
especially for Shuri, it's only 24 instead of 26.
Yep.
Also -2 on your Taskmaster, so huge nerf to that deck specifically. This is what they should have did, just -1 power. And really, when they should have been hitting Shuri, they hit Red Skull a bunch of times. And so I don't know. This seems fine. I think Red Skull is nice like this. I like the +2. I've always liked the plus
Yeah.
two for Red Skull. It feels like
Yeah.
a interesting, cool card with the +2. but you could zero it. You get more value out of zero or Sauron. It's a buff to Sauron. So
Yeah.
Sauron's kind of shit. So it's nice to give him some love too. And yeah, I like it.
Yeah, no, it's a good change, and I think they
Mhm,
should like. I'm glad they came back and revisited Red Skull because I
mhm,
don't know if I said it last week or the week before, where
mhm.
I'm like, dude, I think they should just revert Red Skull back to where he was or like
Yeah.
close to where he was because like, sure he's fixed now, and that this guy is like people want to start playing this card probably like he's just not playable at a 5/12 with +1. I mean, not playable, but like barely played.
Mhm.
As in some like Sauron decks and stuff. So yeah, I like this one. It's a good it's a good good change.
There's definitely some other decks that might start using them again too. Specifically, Dracula based stuff that's not discard deck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Dracula dump, like
Mhm.
Red Skull's back. He was shit
Mhm.
before at 12, but
Yep.
14's awesome on your Dracula.
Yep.
And
That's true.
also some Hela versions. I used to play Red Skull and Hela. Um, you could play Hela with Dracula too.
Yep.
Like, and especially with the Doctor Doom nerf now, because lately there's just been no brainers play Doom and Odin, right? But now
Yeah.
that Doom is nerfed, uh, yeah, kind of interesting. Do we see some more Infinite? Do we see some more? I don't know. Probably not. It's probably wishful thinking, but it's definitely it gives the decks that haven't been being played at all some ammunition to work with.
Yeah, I like that. So maybe we'll see
Mhm,
some like new meta stuff. And regarding Sauron, maybe like last week or something. I forget who it was. A WW Los, I think, tweeted out at Glenn 3 months
mhm,
ago. He's like, our top performing card is like barely, like barely played. No one really knows what it is. And then
mhm,
they kind of like never said what it was. So like
mhm,
he just tweeted it. He's like, hey, 3 months ago you said like there's a card that's like breaking the meta and no one's playing it. Like, what was it? It was
mhm.
Sauron.
Yeah,
It was Sauron in the Shuri shell. And
I
I
was
think
say that kind of makes sense because Sauron was 6K though back then, right? So
maybe yeah,
yeah, that
or
he was
four
6K
four K
for
at
like
least
a
around.
long time. So
Yeah.
that's probably misleading, right? Like it's no, but not everybody had Shuri, and not
Yeah.
everybody had Sauron. Like
Yeah.
Shuri was 6K for a while, and
Yeah.
so
But
it
I
was a
guess
lot
like
harder. It was way harder to get tokens back then
yeah.
too. Like so, even
And
getting
that
the 3K was hard for Shuri.
and that's probably why they didn't like adjust him or anything because it was like a low
Yeah,
sample size. But he's like the players that figured it out basically cleaned up.
yeah, that makes sense. I
Yeah.
guess yeah.
All right.
And
Next.
Red Skull was 15 back then, probably too.
Yes, Red
Yeah,
Skull was 15
so
back
they're
then.
dropping a hammer. So either
Yes.
15 or 30, and yeah, that makes sense.
Next one. Pretty pumped about this. A little bit
Mm,
different. We've talked about this card before. A little
mhm.
bit different of a change than we've talked about, but it's a
Okay.
little bit of love to this card, and I think it's a great step in the right direction. We'll see what happens. Nimrod,
Oh, beautiful.
5/5, now a 5/6.
Oh, okay. So they didn't go to 4 then. That's interesting though.
Yeah,
This is still a pretty big deal though, I
this is
think.
good. This is
Yeah, this
huge.
is a big deal. Well, I mean, I don't know, but a big deal's a relative term here, but
Yeah,
wow, okay. Yeah.
exact same thing. 5/6, and he said, so their reasonings. This one's been on our wish list for a while. So good.
Mhm,
They realized that he was kind of shit for a season
mhm,
pass card.
mhm.
But we've been weary for fear of making Galactus more popular as a consequence.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
So true. Because
Yeah.
yeah, dude, if Nimrod was a 6, they did that before
Mhm,
the Galactus nerf.
mhm,
There would have been Galactus everywhere.
mhm.
Since that was the most popular Nimrod deck. Now that we've shipped our Galactus nerf, we're confident in giving Nimrod a small boost that will hopefully make him more promising fodder for Forge, Shuri, and Venom. We've also got some upcoming cards we expect to reward destroying cards even more, so stay
Ooh.
tuned for those synergies. Well, Phoenix Force, right?
Well, they're gonna buff Angel or what?
That'd be great. I don't. What do you think, Nimrod, man?
I like it, man. This is pretty sick.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, God, the core issue, like just playing, because I've tried really hard to make this card work and destroy specifically.
yeah,
And the main issue by far is the fact that he's 5 power. Like
yeah,
I think I could borderline make him work at 4/3. Like
yeah,
but like you'd have to buff him at that obviously. But like if he was 4/4, it would be the dream. I think you have to ramp him out to get his full effect at 5 cost. You can ramp in destroy. Like Electro's great because you could just destroy him and you don't even get restricted by how many cards you can play after that.
yeah.
So like Electro's a natural fit in destroy decks. Psylocke's fine too. Even Wave is fine. Like Wave's kind of sick now, right? So um, yeah, I mean, okay, do you play Nimrod like a 5/6 on 5? Does that really do anything still? Like
Yeah.
maybe.
I
I mean,
mean, if you play him on like if you have a Nova
yeah,
and you
that's what
play
I'm
him
saying.
behind a
Yeah.
Nova,
Play him
then he
on a
becomes
Nova
a
lane.
5/7 and then you Carnage Venom on turn
Yes.
6.
Yeah,
And
or
then
Deathlock. Yeah,
that's
whatever.
14 to two locations, a 20
Mhm.
28 point play, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
It's
interesting. And then the Zola play is
yeah.
12 and 12, so it's a 24 power play. It's pretty, and Doctor Doom just got nerfed, so
Yeah.
this is like a supercharged Doctor Doom now, so
Yeah.
that people aren't
I
going to be
mean,
expecting. So,
yeah, that extra power like I think matters a lot.
oh yeah, for sure. Like this is interesting. I'm definitely going to be trying this card out. Let's put it
Oh
that
yeah.
way. I'm trying. I'm taking them into the Gold League and Conquest, and
Yes.
we're going to be trying out the Destroy.
Also, let me show you also, there's this really cool deck I found,
Mhm,
Surfer Nimrod deck that this guy, created. I think there's a write-up on Marvel Snap Zone as well.
mhm,
I have the deck in Snap, but it's a really cool deck. You should try it.
mm.
It looks like a lot of fun. But yeah, in Destroy anyway, like I think I might just try Nimrod and Destroy now. Like maybe a Thanos Destroy, put him in, because then you can use the Time Stone to cheat him out a
Yeah,
little early as well.
yeah, ramp them. Yeah,
That's great.
I love it. I love this is great. This is my favorite change out of the three so far.
Yeah.
I love this shit.
And last one, I'll give you a clue. Alexander Kocha is going to be very happy.
Oh, well, not Chavez. No, it's gonna be. God, I
Come on,
haven't
bro.
listened to them talk in a couple weeks.
He
Uh,
loves this card. He talks about it every single week how it needs to be changed. His boy, his favorite card. I don't know if his favorite card, but
I think Chavez is his favorite, but it's not. It's
yeah,
not.
yeah,
I know it's
no.
not. They're not gonna change. They're not gonna buff Chavez.
Think
Yeah.
think one
Give
of
me a hint.
one of his partners got buffed last week or changed last week, not buffed.
One of his partners.
Yeah.
What are they? Hood
Maria
Beast.
Hill.
Uh, oh, okay. Maria Hill. I think of Binks when I think of Maria Hill. That's the Binks
Yeah.
card.
Yeah, this is that.
Oh, that's the one that got buffed. Oh, okay. So this has got to be Nick Fury.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nick Fury, baby.
Sorry, it took me a
Furious.
sec.
He was a 5/7. Now he's
Oh,
a 4/5.
ooh.
Still
Okay.
same thing. Add 3 random 6 cost cards to your
Mm.
hand. So, what do you
That's kind
think?
of spicy, actually. I
Yeah,
Making him a four is a little dangerous, honestly, because
it's
Zabu's
spicy.
natural fit in that deck already. Like
Yeah,
Zabu reduces the Coulson proc. Moon Girl's 4. It's usually playing Darkhawk anyway because rocks and all that shit. But maybe you don't play rock like Darkhawk, but still, even just Moon Girl, Fury, and Coulson, and maybe like Shang-Chi or something. And
yeah.
yeah, this is a super interesting. Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Here's what they say. Actually, they have
Mhm,
some really great points, and their
mhm,
points make me excited to play him. Actually, Nick Fury has never quite found a place to shine. As a 5 cost that grants 6 cost cards, there's not much time to take advantage of the cards he spawns.
mhm,
Kind of like the Nimrod problem. As a five
mhm,
cost, we don't have much time. Anyways, by
mhm,
bumping him down to a 4 cost, effects like Titan and Quinjet give players the opportunity to play 2 of his reinforcements on turn 5 and 6.
mhm.
Plus, it gives Agent Coulson the ability to give Nick a call when he's in a jam and can use some avenging. We're excited to see what you'll assemble with Nick Fury's new stats. So yeah, now you can get a Nick Fury from Agent Coulson as well.
I will say, like, Collector's pretty sick now. Like, just I've been playing a lot of
Yeah,
Collector this week, and like
yeah,
that card's insane now. Like at a 2/2.
yeah.
So yeah, kind of cool. They got Nick, going 3. I wonder, do you think Shield deck's real? I don't know. I'm never convinced the Shield deck till I see it. But I'm nothing against it. I think it's a cool deck. I just yeah, I mean, Devil Dino still hasn't been touched. Like Devil Dino's still a good card.
Yeah, I don't know. You get like if you can get Quinjet with Nick Fury, like you're getting 2 6 cost cards down in that game for sure. You know,
Yeah, definitely some interesting. Yeah,
that's
that's
pretty
true. An interesting
wild.
dynamic, right? Well, they
Yeah,
cost 6, but then they go to 5, right? So, oh yeah, then
that's
you
what
can
I
play one
mean.
on 5, one on 6. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
pretty wild. And if you have one good one out of the three, then like you play your Devil Dino
Yeah.
and then play the other six cost card or
Yeah,
whatever,
or
you
turn
know?
6, you play, yeah, like Dino, Agent 13 or something, and that's
Yeah.
pretty nice too, so
Yeah.
I
I don't
love it.
know. It'll be interesting because yeah, you could throw Zabu, like you could do a shield and then throw a Darkhawk shell as well. You know, like
Yeah. I love the buffs. The buffs get me juiced, you know?
yeah,
It you're
yeah,
you're right, it's good that they do the nerf so the game doesn't get just mega power crept overall.
yeah.
Um, but, yeah, man, this, like, Nick Fury and Nimrod change, like, that might be cards now, like, that's kinda great,
And it's
because
gonna be
these
fun
were
to
these were
see.
not legit cards to play at all.
Yeah.
Mhm,
So still waiting on Punisher, but
mhm.
dude, I saw these and I was like, holy crap, this is insane. This is so good.
This is great, yeah.
They do so good with these buffs, and now we have 2 weeks to go with them. So
I mean, Red Skull's kinda crazy at 14, I wonder if that'll be I don't know if that'll matter that much, we'll see. Because the Shuri change was like Shuri got wrecked, so,
yeah,
uh, it might have to be in some other form. But the +2, it makes it mostly a Shuri card, So, +1, it kind of gave it some versatility. Like when it was a 13 with a +1, it
yeah,
was like you just play Red Skull as the best 5 drop in the game,
yeah.
in any deck. But
Well,
yeah,
he's not bad in a Sauron deck, or with zero or anything like that too. Even like without Shuri, he's just gonna be a 5/14 if you get rid of his ongoing.
yeah, that'll be.
Or you can
In,
enchantress him.
mhm.
Put him in a
Yeah,
lane and then enchantress him after, right?
yeah, yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's pretty wild. He's good. Then they just did some other stuff like the pig usually was a 4. Now he's a 0/0, just so that he doesn't have weird interactions like with Zabu or Asteroid M.
Mhm.
So that when the pig, it's just gonna be a 0 cost pig. Um, I believe, yeah. Spider Ham's token wasn't meant to consider its own base cost to be 4, basically.
I'm confused on that. So, is the cost not what the cost of the card is?
I thought it was,
Yeah,
but maybe like
I think it still is, right?
yeah, but maybe like the pig itself, it's I think it has its own base cost, you know what I mean? But like it
Oh.
acts, you know what I mean? As the pig as a card itself, they just gave it a random base cost card.
Mhm,
But like, like I think if like you had a Doctor Doom transform into a pig, but
mhm.
you had Zabo and maybe it costed 5 or something, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay,
Because the
interesting.
pig was considered 4. Maybe. I don't know. I don't really know how that worked. I could be completely wrong and just
It
sound like
was
an
it was
idiot.
weird. It was showing up on the screen as 4 all the time, but then it
Yeah.
wouldn't be 4. So, like,
Mhm.
if you, pigged their Hulk or something, it would show up as,
Yeah.
like, 412,
Yeah.
and it'd be like,
Yep.
"Never seen before, 412,"
Yes.
But
Mhm.
then it costs 6, and then my Iron Man gets pigged, and it always costs 5. It doesn't cost 4, so,
Yeah.
uh,
So, like, the
yeah,
pig base card is, like, whatever, and
some
then I think it
weird
just copies
coding,
the stats.
it's like a
Yeah.
bug fix. It's basically a bug fix is what this
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's fine. It didn't really, affect me too much, but I'm glad they fixed it before it started
Mhm,
affecting everyone.
mhm.
And then they took out Krakoa. Thank God. The
Oh,
bonus OTA.
Hakona.
I hate this stupid location.
Good. Oh,
Krakow,
that's great.
nah. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Turn
get that shit
fives
out of here.
everywhere rejoice. Thank God. Yeah, I hated this stupid location.
That was some trash.
Dumb, dumb location. Um, let's see. We will not have our regular biweekly OTA on July 6th in observance of our studio's summer shutdown. So our
Mhm.
next update will be our full-sized patch currently scheduled for July 11th. Oh man, there we go. Couple more weeks.
Yeah,
July
11th
11th.
is that's like 3 weeks. So we got 3
Yeah,
weeks in this current meta then. That's
yeah,
pretty cool.
that will be
Mhm.
cool. So, let's go to Spider Ham. So one deck that I made this morning before the OTA changes that I thought about yesterday and the day before was
Mhm.
Shuri, Shuri Sauron specifically.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
like I was thinking like the other day. I'm like, man, I think Shuri and Sauron. I think it's like long enough where I think they'd be pretty good in this meta right now.
Mhm,
Just taking advantage of some things, And I came up with this deck. Just she's
mhm.
back. I just made it this morning and I'll say it out loud:
Yeah, what do you
Nebula,
got?
Zero, Ebony Maw, Zabu, Lizard, Sauron, Shuri, Enchantress, Typhoid, Taskmaster, Red Skull, and She-Hulk. and then Red Skull just gets a sweet little buff. So
Yeah,
I'm
huge.
actually more excited to see this.
Mhm.
I would probably not want to put She-Hulk in this, but because of Spider-Ham, if they get hammed, I'm fine. Actually, yeah, instead of the because I don't want the Taskmaster getting hammed because that would suck. But if the Red Skull got hammed, that wouldn't be too bad actually.
Yeah, yeah, Red Skull is actually a nice ham. Yeah,
It's
you're
a good
happy with that.
ham. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, would you put another 5 cost then? I mean, to
Arrow.
hope it hits your Red Skull?
I don't know. I was thinking Arrow maybe.
Yeah, Arrow's interesting. Or Vision. You could do Vision as well. Would be the other one.
Yeah. Vision
Some
would be
people play that
cool.
with you get the 14 moving around.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Um,
know. I mean, She-Hulk is nice though. In jet, like if you don't get Spider Ham, if you're not, like I think you need She-Hulk in the
yeah.
deck, assuming Spider Ham doesn't exist, because
Yeah.
that's the last time we saw this deck. It didn't.
Yeah.
It's just really nice to have the optionality of, okay, I could just pass on 5, right?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and then that's like
Exactly.
super super tricky.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's cool anyway. That's what I was just gonna say before when I was talking to you before. Like, oh man, these patches. Like, I was gonna now more. I think more people are gonna try this now. But like, I was
Mhm.
thinking about being sneaky and doing this,
Yeah,
thinking that no one's gonna do it. But now Red Skull got buffed. I'm like, damn it, there's gonna be all this is gonna be
it
running
still
around
might be
now.
kind of sneaky though. I don't know how many
Yeah.
people are gonna play it. Like
Who
I
knows?
don't think we're gonna see too much. I would say
No.
maybe if you're gonna do She-Hulk, maybe Sunspot over Nebby. Uh,
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
because
another
you
one.
just because you got She-Hulk. But then if you want to take She-Hulk out, then Nebula's nice to have in there. So
That's true.
uh, yeah, that would be
Yeah, we'll see. I just made it. I never played any games with it. I just made it this morning. I'm
yeah.
like, ah, maybe I'll play it later.
Yeah.
Maybe I
Because
won't.
She-Hulk, you're gonna pass 5. You're gonna float 5 every time, right? So that's a
Yep.
+5 on your Sunspot. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, Lude. Let's talk about new card.
Yeah.
Spider Ham.
Spider Ham, Spider Ham.
So we both picked him up. For me, it was a no brainer. I insta bought him.
Yeah.
So he's a 1/1 on reveal. Transform the highest cost card your opponent's hand into a pig that keeps its power and cost. Yes, he's a 0/0 now.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, instant buy. I think both of us immediately put him in a bounce shell, and we've been playing bounce decks
Yeah.
with him. Uh, I think he's my initial impressions. I think he's an awesome card. I think
It
he's better than Iceman.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think he's like a similar card to Iceman, but better.
Yes.
And the fact that he actually shows you what card's getting hammed
Yeah, it's
is
insane.
obscene.
It's insane, yeah. For a 1
I
cost,
like
it's
like
crazy.
I don't think like the card's broken, blah blah blah. I don't
Mhm.
think that. I'm not calling for a nerf. None of
Mhm.
that. None of
Mhm.
that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I think that's just a really strong tool that you can see their hand, their one card for one cost. That's wild.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with everything you're saying, but going into it, I did not think he would be this good. I
Yeah.
had some trepidation buying it. My main trepidation was that I just spent 6K on Silk.
Yeah.
So I just kids running a little bit low on tokens, but that Panther bundle's coming out. I do have like
Yeah.
9K left, so I'm okay. But
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna be getting that Panther bundle. I've been saving gold for that. But he's a lot stronger than I expected, honestly. I thought he'd be like an interesting card. We talked about it last week. Like he's kind of like Hex.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Dude, this thing's always good. I didn't think he would be better than Iceman coming out straight up.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
because Iceman I just think is I thought was top three like one cost. Like Nebula, Kitty, then like Iceman, Iceman, Sunspot are like the next tier. But
Yeah.
Pig, Pig's right there now, man. Pig is top three. Pig,
Yeah.
Kitty, Nebula are top three. Now, Iceman's not. This guy's bet. Like I cut Iceman in my deck for the Spider Ham, and it runs way better. Like it's crazy. This card is insane. Also, it kind
Yeah.
of um, you can't. It's tricky running him with Iceman together because especially if you play Iceman first, then it increases the odds of Spider Ham hitting that card, whatever
Yeah.
Iceman hits. And you don't want that. You already hit that card with Iceman. So that card already sucks to play for them because it's +1. So you don't want
Yeah.
to also pig it. It's kind of redundant, right? There's anti synergy that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, this card's crazy, man. I can't believe how good it is. It's definitely better than Silk. I'll say that like for sure.
Oh man, it's wild. I've
Yeah,
had just I've been in the proving grounds a few times and like just spider hammed a Sarah deck a few
mhm.
times, like and then they just leave
They
and just
can't
give
do
me a
anything.
silver ticket,
Yeah.
like 2 games in a row, spider ham their Sarah, and they're like, screw this, I don't want to play this, which
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
Mhm,
Um, but yeah, like just even bouncing him back, like if you hit a different card, like it's just they just leave, like it's just like it's so devastating to them.
mhm.
I
Yeah.
haven't got it, to bite me in the ass where it like hits an infinite or anything like that. But
Mhm.
not many people are playing that. I
You did
think
hit a red skull. You sent me a screenshot. You hit a red skull.
yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
Did I send you a screenshot? No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. You said it was Hulk and it was actually Red
Yeah,
Skull.
you hit a red skull. Yeah, and it kind of almost mattered. Like it was a really close game. You could have used the +1 there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. I posted that on the Twitters, and
Yeah.
it's like yeah, I had Iron Man, and like I got Enchantress Iron Man on the last turn, and I still won somehow. That was
Yeah.
wild, wild game. But yeah, yeah, yeah. And then yeah, the Red Skull almost mattered, so that would have been, but he would have Enchantressed it, but still, that would have been wild.
Yeah, at
Um,
the end of the day, it's like it has the same downside as Leech, right? Where yeah, you
yeah,
might hit an Infinite or a Red Skull, but just think about how obnoxious Leech was, and that was a 5 cost card. This thing is one cost, and you get to Leech doesn't even let you see their hand. Like I get to look at a card in their hand, and you get to look at like probably the most important card in their hand, like targeted. Like you get to see what they're gonna finish you off with. Like that's insane. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. Like the scout ability, you don't have to bounce him and use him twice. I'm finding.
no,
I love him in the bounce deck, but
yeah,
I find a lot of time I just purposely don't bounce him just so I could bounce something else. I think you get more value out of the other cards,
yeah.
and a
Especially
lot
if
of
you
time
bast.
he hits the same thing twice anyway.
Yeah,
So
especially if you hit him with Bast, he's a 1/3. It's like what's wild. Yeah, you don't
yeah,
need to bounce him at all.
yeah,
It's just a
yeah,
great card. Yeah, I'm so impressed with this card. I'm so happy with the purchase.
mhm.
He's 100% worth 3,000 tokens, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
And like I don't think he just needs to be in bounce. Like he could be in lockjaw decks where you just throw
Mhm.
him in lockjaw. I think
Oh
it's a
yeah, I didn't think of
great to
that.
do
Yeah.
that. And then like
Mhm.
any just like any random like mid-range deck where like you're just playing a one drop, if you have Iceman, you can put him there instead, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
He's obviously not going to do the same thing as Nebula or Kitty Pride, so like you can't
Mhm.
replace them. He's a different, obviously different card, but
Yeah.
if you're looking for a one drop that has some disruption,
Mhm.
he's amazing. He's really good.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Oh, so I first tried to play him in a Darkhawk Master Mold Ronin shell, but that deck gets kind of wrecked by Spider Ham too. Like your Ronin always gets hit, so
yeah.
it kind of sucks. There's no
Now,
like high end. I mean, your Darkhawk can get hit too. Like even if your Rock Slide gets hit, it's kind of miserable. So like you really want to play the Rock Slide. So
yeah.
um, yeah, I had mixed results. That deck was like maybe 50-50 a win rate. It's my second time trying to make the Master Mold deck work just to justify my 3K that I burned on that card. And he feels so good in bounce. And
He
yeah,
does.
and I'm sure he's gonna be like really good in Lockjaw too. Like that sounds fantastic. Like instead of
Yeah.
like people are playing in Baku. Some people are playing in Baku and Lockjaw. Like just take him out, put in Spider Ham. Don't worry, don't try to get fancy with Mbaku.
Oh no, yeah, Spider Ham's just way better.
Mhm,
I think he's a better Iceman to go in
mhm.
lockjaw decks.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Also, like I thought with Spider Ham coming out, like I'm like in my head, I'm like, dude, Doctor Doom stock just went way down. We're gonna see a lot
Mhm,
less Doctor Doom. And
mhm.
now, boom, Doctor Doom gets the nerf hammer. We're gonna see a lot less Doctor Doom, I think.
Yeah, I've hit a
Uh
lot of dooms with this card already.
yeah, it's
Giving
devastating.
them. Oh, how good is the animation too? The hammer,
Oh
it's
my
so
god.
good.
Yeah, and the pig is hilarious. It's just some like
Yeah.
fat pig that looks really spooked and concerned. One thing to note, one interesting interaction is with Evo Hulk on this card. When you hit the Evo Hulk, he keeps his power.
Yeah.
So he keeps the power that he was at. So if he was at a 616 and you ham him, he doesn't go down to a 612. He
Mhm.
stays whatever power he was at.
How do you think it works with null? Now that you bring that up, I wonder, because null it shows in your hand.
I
Like,
don't
say you
know.
destroy something and like say you destroyed 9 power worth of shit, like you hit a Yondu, you hit the Chavez or something,
Yeah.
I wonder if null's a 6/9 after it gets hammed,
If
I don't
it's
know.
if they want to be consistent,
Because it's an ongoing, right? Same as Hull.
if they want to be consistent, then it should stay whatever it got hammed at.
Yeah. It probably won't be that high because, they wouldn't destroy that much by the time you ham. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's really devastating to ham your opponent on turn 5 a lot of the time, I'm finding. Like, I used
Yes.
to just play him on 1 every time, but I started experimenting like, "Oh, what if I wait till, like, 4 or 5?" Like, just really and, like, snap before and just really just ruin their life, Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty wild, man. This card's crazy.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like even like with Iceman, there's kind of a debate of like when should you
Mhm.
play Iceman? Do you play him
Yeah.
right away or do you play him a little bit later to try and screw them up later? And like
Yeah.
it could go. I think it could go either way with Iceman. I think there's
For sure.
good arguments for both. I
Mhm.
think with Spider Ham though, personally, I think playing him a little bit later, maybe
Yeah.
turn 3, 4, 5,
Mhm.
is much better because they draw a
Yeah.
lot more. So they're going to draw into high cost cards because they're
Yeah.
not able to play them. You know,
Mhm. Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, go
like
ahead. Yeah.
Iceman playing on turn one's a great play still.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess Spider Ham is too, but it depends on what they have in their hand. But like
Mhm.
Spider Ham later on, I think is far better than Iceman later on.
Yeah, if you can hold them, it's interesting. That's the nice thing with bounce, though. Bounce, you could always just bounce it anyway, so,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
then play it later anyway, so that's
Yep.
why it's so good in that deck. Not so you might hit the same thing twice, but, after they've drawn 3 cards, you play it again, and it's like, if you hit something low the first time, and you're getting some good stuff on the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
Iceman early is really nice because you screw their curve up, but yeah, it's not really
yep.
they can still play the pig. Say they got a 3 cost 2 and you whack
Yep.
it, they can still just play a 2/3 pig. It's not that big of a deal for them, right? So,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I think Bounce has been doing really good. And
Mhm,
talking about Bounce, I think that's probably
mhm,
one of the top decks in the meta
mhm.
right now. You're getting all into Bounce, getting a lot of Infinity tickets with Bounce.
Oh my god.
You
Yeah.
were talking some smack about Bounce last week, if I remember correctly.
Well, they nerfed Beast to
Yeah,
3, and they put
they do.
Hood to -3, and it's
Yeah.
not like, you have to bast it, like, it's not a Viper deck, like.
No.
So, and I found, at least in the last couple weeks, that with high Evo, I was not really having an issue with bounce because I was mostly playing high Evo control
Yeah.
back in the day when Spider Man cost 4. And
Yeah.
if you're shutting down lanes, the bounce deck gets destroyed by Evo. It's like, it's not fair at all. But with the Spider Man nerf, and people are starting to just play like normal high evo decks now, like Abomination, She-Hulk, stuff like this.
Yeah.
uh Man, this kitty bounce deck can absolutely destroy these decks because it just put out more power, and you could bounce the cards that get zapped by like Cyclops and Wasp and stuff,
Yeah.
and just bast
It's
them, or you could just bast them, like you bounce them, bast them, put them back out, and like, yeah,
Yeah,
good
it's
luck.
wild.
Yeah.
But you wanna start talking about Bounce and start talking about your Conquest deck that you've been owning with? Ham, the Ham one?
Okay, let's talk about Ham first. So yeah, it's just so the last week. I mean, usually we come in. We want to do the OTAs first because I hadn't seen them yet. But normally we talk about what decks we've been playing. Um,
Yeah,
I got 6 Infinity tickets in the last week.
yeah,
So we're getting there. I've got enough barrels. Hopefully one of them gets home. I just want to win one. I want to get the 5-0. My goals. I just want 10 tickets. I think 10 shots at getting 5 in a row. I should be able to get home on one of them.
yeah.
And I think this deck would be the one to do it. Let's talk
Well,
about the hand deck first.
how are you liking Conquest in general? Let's talk. It's been 1 week in Conquest, then we'll get into
Yeah,
the specific decks. How are you
I,
liking the game
yeah,
mode as
I
a
like
as
it
a
way
mode?
better than the latter. I mean, it's just way better. Uh, you know, take the no bots thing for granted. It's really nice to just not play bots.
Yeah,
Uh, I didn't mind it. When you're climbing or whatever, to get some cubes. Especially if you lose a couple games, it's nice. But in Conquest, like, bots would be miserable in this mode, and it's nice to just play against actual people.
yeah,
Both people are thinking. You can't just get wrecked with one surprise card and then your game's over and that's it.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
like, it's less cheesy, I guess.
yeah,
But you can still bring the cheese because if they don't have an answer for it, then it's kind of like, hey, that's on you, So I don't know. I love it, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I like Conquest. I think it's a great mode. Um, the more I play Conquest, or I should say, but the more I want to play Conquest, the
Mhm.
more I realize why I liked Marvel Snap to begin with,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that was it is a game that I could play quickly.
yeah.
The
Mhm,
latter you can do 3 5-minute games. Because
mhm,
I don't have that much time. Like
mhm.
I'm in the middle of 10 in a row of 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I don't have that much time
Mhm,
to play. So for me to sit down, like I haven't even tried a gold run, so I do not have
mhm.
time for that.
Yeah.
I've just been a proving ground hero,
Mhm,
and I did a couple silver runs. I have a couple gold ticks from that.
mhm,
But yeah, it's like I love it. So when I have days off, like when I get a day off finally, if I can actually play Marvel Snap, I'm gonna sit down and play Conquest because it's so much fun to get in the
mhm.
person's head and just like
Yeah.
battle it out and actually like you're playing chess and like poker. But I don't. It's a mode where I just right now don't have that much time to grind because I
Mhm.
don't have 30 or 40 minutes. Like there's
Yeah.
some times where I've gone like deep into a thing and then I've had to go like do something. And
Mhm.
then like I just leave because I'm 30 minutes in and I'm like, man, it's like it's like 2 and nothing you can do. Um
Sometimes the games do take 30 minutes.
yeah, yeah. So that's why I stopped playing Hearthstone. Bless you.
Like,
That's one of the reasons why I stopped playing Hearthstone because it just takes too long for a game. You just can't
yeah.
can't grind. So for this, like Proving Grounds, I've been having a ton of fun in the Proving Grounds
Mhm.
because, like, if I have to go leave and do something, it doesn't
Snap.
matter. Most people snap, and it's just like a cubes anyway, so
Yeah.
it's fun. And when they don't, it's fine. And even some of the silver games that I've played, when you actually play it, it's fine. And if I have to leave, I don't feel bad, you know.
Yeah,
But I
Conquest
haven't.
definitely not a toilet mode for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you can't justify, like, taking a shit for, like, 25 minutes, like
Unless you just had a spicy Taco Bell.
Yeah, like, you can only pull that, like, once a month or you know what I mean? Like, you can't just do that all
Yeah,
the like, why is he always in the bathroom for 30 minutes,
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but no
No,
but you can absolutely do that on the ladder. You can just play 1 game and,
yeah.
you're good. So,
Yeah, so when I have time to
yeah.
grind, I mean, Conquest
Mhm,
is awesome, but I
mhm,
have definitely not played a lot. It's been mostly Proving Grounds, a little bit on the ladder, not too much.
mhm.
Just dumb stuff here and there. But I have definitely not grinded through. I haven't even played gold yet.
Mhm.
But I hope to. I hope in the next week I have. I think I have 2 days off, so we'll see.
Well, if you play gold out, this is the exact deck I would recommend. I highly recommend this deck. This thing for me went 9-0 in Conquest, and for the people at home, if you don't want to pay to win Spider Ham, I got a budget. I got a budget deck for you guys. All right, for the filthy casual, I actually have a legit pool 3 infinity ticket, so I'll get into that after. But this deck is the best deck I've played this format,
Say the
and
cards.
with these changes, it's only going to get better. Yeah, so we got 1 cost, the Hood, Kitty Pride, Bast, Spider Ham. So only 4. It's a bounce deck, but only 4 1 costs. For the 2, because the 2 costs are so good in bounce. We got Angela, Hit Monkey, the Collector, Falcon, and Mysterio. So 5 2 costs. Um, but hey, man, Beast makes them cost 1, so remember that. And then Beast at 3, 3 4. Iron Man 5-0. If Lambie came up with that, he's a genius. And then I put Chavez. I've seen people put like leader here and stuff, but I don't know. I just think the Chavez is so good. You want the Beast, you want the Falcon. Really, you just want one of those 2 cards, and you
Mm-hmm.
should be able to pop off as long as you get one of those 2. Also, just having the monkey in general, I really like. Uh, I like bouncing the monkey. Like you could bounce the monkey. It's I don't know. Monkey's crazy in here too. So
Yeah.
I think the main combo is like not combo, but you want to beast your kitty basically is the main like broken thing in the deck. Where you have a 0 cost kitty on turn 3 that's already like a 0/6, it's kind of hard to lose at that point. So that's I think the main thing. But obviously there's a million things you could do in a bounce deck. So but
Yeah.
yeah, to me that's like snap condition. Like I have kitty, I see beast, you snap. Even just kitty on 1 sometimes is snap. A good bast, you know, Bast hits Mysterio is really nice. So yeah, and Iron Man is like a main target you want to get with Bast too.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
played this. I played this deck, this exact one, a few times this morning, maybe
Mhm,
4 or 5 times in the proving
mhm,
grounds.
mhm,
The only losses I had, I think I had like one or two. It was
mhm.
to mirror matches,
Yeah.
and it's like they
Mhm,
drew better. They drew the thing, and I didn't draw the thing, and that's
mhm,
fine. Who cares? But it beat other decks handily, and
mhm,
like I said before, like beat a Shuri deck where Red Skull got Shuried,
mhm,
and my and Iron Man got Enchantress, and
mhm.
still won the game.
Yeah, I mean, you had like 40
It was
power and 2 lanes still. That was crazy. Yeah,
insane.
yeah, there's like a couple 20 power monkeys in there. Like that was crazy.
Yeah. No, it
Mhm.
was it was absolutely wild.
Yeah. No, the deck's
Um,
insane. It outputs a crazy amount of power. I've tried. I did a bunch of iterations with the bounce. I looked at a bunch of other people's decks. I tried more disruption. Dark Hawk version, Korg, Widow, Iceman, all these cards. I even tried Yondu. Yondu's pretty fun in bounce.
yeah.
Just make their life miserable. Take all their cards out. Including in their deck. But this one is just like Spider Ham's your just rely on Spider Ham for the disruption. You know exactly what you're disrupting. You know what you're going to face, what they could be top decking, especially in Conquest. You actually just know their cards too. So either you hit it or you didn't hit it, and then maybe they top deck it, maybe they didn't. You know the odds, and the rest of the deck is just outputs a crazy amount of power in whatever 2 lanes you want. So yeah, this deck's crazy, and I recommend anyone trying to climb, trying to grind for infinity tickets. I think this is the one for sure.
It's great. And I was we were even playing Bounce like before Spider Ham came out as well. I was
Mhm,
playing Bounce, this whole week. And one tech card, I talked to you about it,
mhm,
that I thought was amazing and not really something you think that would be good.
mhm,
I saw it online. I think WW Los threw it in. I think it was him
mhm,
that I got the deck list from. Electra,
yeah, yeah.
incredible.
She's on reveals.
She, dude, she has been incredible in these bounce lists. Now, I
Mhm,
don't know who to cut in this one specifically,
yeah,
but if you do other style bounce lists, Electra
mhm,
has been an all star. I have won, maybe 4 or 5 games just with her.
mhm,
Where I just take out their sunspot. And this is not even just bounce decks, like even it's like high Evo decks where I'd take
mhm,
out their sunspot, then they had a nebula in the other lane. So I'd beast Electra back and then they'd
mhm.
leave, like that kind of stuff. Um, it's gotten so much bang for her buck. I think I wanted her to be buffed a few weeks ago. I'm like, she should be like a 1-2, and we were kind of doing, talking about how she could be better, that kind of thing.
Yeah, if she kills like a random one drop maybe instead of that lane, so it's like kind of a nerf, but then she's a 1-2, or I don't know. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
some rework on
we
Electra.
were talking about silly stuff, but like,
Mhm,
dude, she is sick right now.
yeah. Mhm.
Sick. You got to try her in some bounce decks. I mean, but you're winning with this one so much, so why would you? But
Yeah, I
still,
love this one. This one, yeah, I would definitely put her in the bounce deck for sure. But this one's
just
kind
fine.
of Bast focused. Like it's focused on the Bast synergy and
Yeah,
abusing Bast, and has Beast and Falcon both. Like some decks only do Beast, but this one kind of if you're gonna have collectors, also good to have Falcon, and then eventually get all these cards where like exactly like who am I gonna cut? Like I already cut Bishop out, I already cut
yeah,
Iceman. Iceman and Bishop are cut already. There's no Darkhawk, like this. It's already pretty tight. Like
yeah,
you could just Chavez is kind of the easy one. You really don't like need Chavez in here. Like like she's nice. I don't think she's
yeah,
essential. Because you have Falcon and Beast. If you had just Beast, then you definitely need Chavez, in my opinion. But the old list when Beast was two only ran Beast and no Falcon. So
yeah.
on those lists, you absolutely need Chavez. Like it's just stupid not to run her. But on this one, maybe you take out Chavez for Electra. I don't know. I would try that out, kid. Maybe just take the exact
So
list and just take out Chavez for Electra. You probably crush it.
this one that I have
Mhm,
that's been actually doing quite well, this week is I just threw Spider Ham in.
mhm,
It's basically the list you just said. I think it's just 3 cards different.
mhm,
Instead of Hood, Falcon, and Collector,
mhm.
there's Electra, Bishop, and Shang-Chi. So
Okay.
it's Kitty Pride, Bast, Electra, Spider Ham, Angela, Hitmonkey, Mysterio, Bishop, Beast, Shang-Chi, Iron Man, Chavez.
Yeah, I like that. I like yeah, the bounces. I mean, I haven't really messed around with it too much, but I'm starting to realize it's got a bunch of little mini engines, right? So
Yes.
you
Yeah.
basically
Yep.
you took out the collector engine.
Hmm.
So I think it's like really smart deck building that the hood synergizes with the collector, and so does uh what was the other one you took out? Up here.
Falcon and
Falcon, huge synergy with the collector, right? So if you're gonna take out the collector, well, you could also take out Hood and Falcon. Hood is also -3 now, which is kind of annoying. So
yeah.
you got those three cards, maybe put something else in. Same with the Bast, whole Bast pack, Bast Iron Man, Bast Monkey, Angela. Like
Yeah.
those are the cards that get abused the most with Bast. So if you take out
Yeah.
those, you could put something else. You could put some Darkhawk stuff in or whatever. So it's kind of
Yeah.
interesting. Hmm.
Yeah. So I think Balance is having its heyday, even though it got hit with some nerfs a couple weeks ago. Beast and Hood,
Yeah.
bro, it's still not. It's still on top. I mean, of course, you have the Thor, the Thor Jane Jaw, stuff that's really good still, and High Evo stuff that's really good. But to me, it feels like Bounce is on top.
Mhm. Yeah, that high Evo deck's insane, but it did just get touched up with the Doctor Doom change. I thought I thought going into this week that the high Evo Lockjaw list was the best deck in the game, but
Yeah.
now I'm definitely questioning it. And I definitely thought this deck would not be that good because I mean all these high Evo cards I thought just I didn't think this deck would be able to run without Luke Cage. And you obviously can't put Luke Cage in here. There's simply no
No.
room for him. Like it would
Yeah.
it would run horribly with him in there.
Yeah.
So it's like a deck that can't run Luke Cage. It's the same problem it had. I thought this is what I thought would happen because when it was the Galactus meta, it's like you can't just like jam Galactus counters into this deck. It doesn't have room for like
Yeah.
a Cosmo. Cosmo would just cuck you anyway or something. Even
Yeah.
Polaris, like you can't play these cards in here. So like it just simply loses to Galactus a lot of the
Yeah.
time, right? But now that Galactus is out, and I don't know, man. This it's putting out outputting crazy, crazy, crazy
Yeah.
power, and Spider Ham is like exactly what it needed. Like I can't believe how good the Spider Ham card
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
And also, like, especially like only with Conquest, like not for the ladder, but like wave doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
if you just need to they'll just win one game with wave,
Hmm.
and then they have wave, then you dump your hand on 5 and you
Hmm.
Iron Man on 6
Yeah.
and you say GG no re.
That's a really good point. Yeah, it's like Wave dummies you on the ladder.
On the
Like
ladder because you
Wave
don't know,
actually
right?
just counters you on the ladder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
it like hard counters you. But yeah, you
Yeah.
actually just like need Sandman, and again, yeah, Sandman just got nerfed with Doctor Doom as well. So yeah, I don't know, man. Even with Sandman, at least if you know they have it too, you can still play around it a little bit, maybe not as much, but yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I'd love to see this against a couple. I think Sandman still probably wrecks you, but I think you're
Yeah.
really, really good against everything else.
Yeah. Well, if you know they have it, you just don't play Kitty Pride and you start dumping everything, you
Yeah,
know, as
yeah,
quickly as possible. You start dumping things
mhm,
immediately. Like you're playing your Mysterio like early kind of thing.
yeah.
But yeah, that's what's Conquest because then you just and you can counter.
Mhm.
Um, what else have you been playing?
Yeah, so the first, so I got 6 Infinity tickets. The first one was with High Evil Lockjaw. That was the first one I tried. I wanted to try to play the best deck in the game. Um, I would say yeah, you got Surfer Nimrod up there. But yeah,
That's a great
uh,
deck.
we talked about it last week. I don't want to get too into it. I just took out Killmonger for Luke Cage and played that,
Yeah,
and it wrecked pretty hard. But I had a 5/5 Doombots when I played that deck, so I don't know how
yeah,
it would look now. And the second one I played was Move, like just a move list. But I wanted to, yeah, Silky Schmoove. I think we talked about this a bit last week too.
yeah,
This I just wanted to try Silk in Move, and I figured with Storm, she jumps into the Storm lane, so that's kind of interesting. And then Juggernaut gives you some control, and it's Molt's favorite move card, so I figured I'd take his word for it and put it in the deck. So, uh, yeah, it is really good in there, and it's a really good card.
yeah,
He was right, but yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So I played a move deck, the second one, but this is the spice. Okay, let me tell the people the spice. Okay, listen, I know this is the deck for the filthy casual, and we're talking about pay to win cards. Let me look at this and make sure. Okay, everybody, there's only one big bad in this deck. Okay, there's only one big bad. And you probably have it. Okay, so listen, guys. All right, this is called. I just put crystal in brackets. Okay, if for people who like maths. So you got Hitmonkey,
The big
Psylocke.
bad.
What?
The big bad.
The big bad Hitmonkey, who's gonna be 6K forever. Uh, you know, because he's a big bad. Psylocke 2-1. Zabu, so 3 2s. And then we got Ironheart, Mystique, Wolf's Bane. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Ironheart, Mystique. Yeah, so 3 3s. Thanks for making it on the screen. Appreciate that,
Yeah,
kid.
I'm gonna do my best.
So we'll go to four costs now. Mr. Negative, the boy,
Yeah.
Wong, and Crystal.
Oh yeah.
And then at the 5, we got
Unreal.
Iron Man. Uh, and then the next one is the Kid Tech, White Tiger, and Magic.
Nice. This is the
So
spice.
this deck's sick. So I did a 6-0 run with this deck. I started improving, and we got the Infinity ticket. Now, since then, I did lose 2 Proving Ground matches afterwards, and then I stopped playing it. So it did 6-0, but then it did 0-2. This deck, I'm gonna be honest, it sucks in the Proving Ground because everyone's snapping, and you don't have, you need to be able to retreat with a Mr. Negative deck.
Yeah, it's true.
The goddamn Mr. Negative deck. So you like the -1 is very important, but obviously I'm
Yeah.
snapping, whatever. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it eventually. You get your
Yeah.
silver, and then you're chilling. Like this deck's crazy, and it's all pool 3 cards except for the big bad Hitmonkey. So there's no like token shop, like there's no
What
Silk, there's no Jeff, there's no Spider Ham. Yeah,
what do you think about Crystal in this deck? Because I think before when she got buffed or whatever, when she got changed, we were like, oh,
yeah.
maybe she's good in Mr. Negative decks now, right?
Yeah, she's a rock star in here. I will say
Yeah.
she does kind of suck on 3. I thought maybe okay, I don't draw my negative. I'll play Crystal after Zabu or Psylocke, and then maybe I'll draw into negative. It doesn't feel that great. Like you draw another card that isn't flipped, and then you draw another card that isn't flipped, and even if it's negative, at that point I'm still not snapping.
Yeah.
I'll stay in the game if I play negative on 4. That's kind of how I play it. If turn 3 negative, always snap. Turn 4, stay in the game, even if they snap. You got to believe in your deck. And then if you don't play negative by 4, you're looking to retreat. Like if they don't snap, maybe you get an Iron Man into Iron Man 5 Mystique, Mystique something else, Mystique Wolfsbane or
Yeah.
something. Maybe you get some Wong into White Tiger into a location they can't play, and you get lucky. But you should be looking to retreat if you don't get negative by 4 at the most.
Yeah.
But there's so many Crystal and Magic let you draw a ton of cards in this deck. So when you do play your negative, like you're drawing an extra card with Crystal and you're drawing an extra card with Magic. And Magic's a 3/5 as well. So
Yeah.
it absolutely pops off like crazy when you actually get your negative and you could believe in it and snap early. And nobody's
Yeah.
ready. There's no counters. Nobody's playing any counters to this deck because everyone's worried about Evo. They're worried about Kitty. There's no Cosmo. There's nothing. Like you just get your shit off for free. There's no arrow to pull away from your Wong. There's the only time I got countered was this guy played Juggernaut. He was playing Juggernaut in his deck, and he was like jugging the Wong lane. But once you kind of just have to hold Wong till turn 6. He's a 1/4. You could make it work. It's fine.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, so this
Oh,
this
that's
deck's sick,
great.
and it got two Infinity tickets. Sorry, I got 2 with the negative.
Infinity, yeah,
Yeah,
6-0, right? That's sick.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
no,
it's like
6
yeah, you
zero
were
was the
sending me
one run, but I did do another run with the negative, just straight from gold on, and yeah,
oh
it's
nice.
awesome, man. Awesome,
You
awesome list,
yeah, you
but
were sending
really,
me
really hard in the
screenshots.
proving ground, though.
I was laughing my ass off when you were sending me
I had
screenshots
a
of this
great
deck.
time, great week with this deck. But yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
I think you can play it into anything too.
I'm gonna keep it as a main deck because I'll play it later. That's hilarious. I love
Yeah,
Mr. Negative. He's
it,
fun.
it's so good. Yeah.
The other deck I was playing a lot was Thanos Destroy. I was having a lot of fun with this
Oh,
deck.
nice. I still want to mess
I
around with this.
I put a couple different tech cards. I wanted to play Deadpool as I don't play him too much, so I have Deadpool in there. I have
Oh,
Bucky
nice.
Barnes, Carnage, Killmonger, Venom, Sabretooth. I just wanted to play more Sabretooth. Deathlock, Shang-Chi, Arnim Zola, Null, Thanos, and Death.
Mm,
Really,
nice.
really fun. Killmonger just kills everything. Death is free. You could time stone the null out on 5, and then you can Arnim Zola the null on 6, and then
Ooh,
null gets double.
Arnhem Nola.
Yeah, double
Mhm.
power. You get Shang-Chi, one of their when you Shang-Chi one of their cards early, that's just extra power to the null on
Yeah.
6. Venom's great in this deck. You eat Sabretooth. Sabretooth is a 0, he just free power basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, you Carnage Sabretooth and you can Venom Sabretooth as well. It's just like, two more power to Carnage, 4 more to Venom. Then you can just play Sabretooth out again.
Yeah,
All the while,
extra procs for death and null too. I mean, juices up your death and null
yeah, and
every
then
time Sabretooth's a 4, like that's great.
yeah, and then all the while too, you just destroy your Deadpool along the way. And if he's like a
Mhm.
1/4, you're happy. Like a
Yeah.
1/4 is great. You're not
Mhm.
trying in this deck. You're not trying to make Deadpool a 145.
Yeah.
He's just a 1/4. You're very happy with the 1/4.
Mhm.
And it's just fun. I love destroying things, so he's good. And Spider-Man will just own death in this deck every time, but at least it'll keep the Arnim Zola and Null and Thanos, I guess. So
Yeah, I
we'll
mean,
see.
yeah, in a way, yeah, does death counter Spider-Ham or does Spider-Ham counter death, right?
Yeah, I
That's the
know.
question.
Are
Yeah.
you just gonna tech in death now to random decks to counter
Yeah,
to
like,
stop
honestly, I
Spider-Man?
don't know.
You just
I
instead of Iron Man, you put death in your hand bounce decks
I think
instead
the
of
real
Chavez.
counter is to play a bunch of, like, the same cost cards, I guess, and just hope, but, yeah, I don't know,
With
but
Thanos.
death will get hit every time, like, it's a Lady Civ and, Hela, that she's there
Yeah,
to soak the hits.
yeah.
Mhm,
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I'm happy. The meta is so good right now.
mhm.
Even like the high Evo stuff's not that annoying. Even the bounce isn't too annoying. It seems like pretty good. It's nothing too bad. I haven't had a horrible time. Nothing that really is bothering me. I tried playing a couple Galactus. It felt really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Um,
rough.
and and even playing against Galactus, I played against a bunch in the ladder.
Mhm.
So easy to counter.
Yeah, I just gotta well, especially if you're playing this kitty bounce, like, you could just relocate in the lanes. And so it's
Yeah,
like, "Oh, okay, you're playing here, I just need to put 7 in the other 2. Wow."
yeah. That
Like, "Let me put a demon
yeah.
here." Like, you now you lose.
Yeah, like
Like
there was like a couple Nimrod Death Destroy,
Mhm,
or Nimrod Galactus Destroy, like they're juicing up the one lane with like
mhm.
Nimrod Electro all that stuff. I'm like, oh, you poor guy. I'm like,
Yeah,
all right, I just gotta have 8 power in this lane and you're done,
yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
rough.
happened.
Mhm,
We'll see. I saw some Galactus junk decks were doing okay. Maybe Nimrod's a 6. Maybe it'll be a little bit better. I saw
mhm,
one guy playing a Galactus Thanos list, which kind of like in a destroy shell, which kind of had
mhm,
Galactus as an alternate win condition, which
mhm.
seemed kind of interesting. So that might be something to explore. But I
That'd
think
be cool with, Nimrod, yeah, like you said, you could time stoning and the Nimrod is, like, really, really, really powerful.
yeah, I
You
think
probably play Destroyer in there too, right?
I don't remember,
Mm,
but I think Galactus needs a little more love,
mhm.
but not too much.
I agree. I think his power should go up, unironically, I'm not trolling. I think he should,
Yeah,
like I said, maybe started at 6'8" or 6'9". I'm surprised they went all the way down to 7 after
yeah,
they said they didn't want to leader cards and they just leadered them.
yeah. And he's not that good right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just not that good, but I don't think he's that good.
I think they leadered him, and like you're talking about the Ben Brode, and on the Dexter and Dara podcast, and they're like, "We don't want
Yeah,
to leader cards." I'm like, "What are you talking? You literally just leadered a card. What are you talking about?
yeah, yeah.
You just did it. What
I
do you mean?
know.
They're like 4 days ago. You just leadered a guy."
Oh God,
I mean,
I know.
I'm okay with it, but come on, let's call a spade here, boys.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, you want to slide into some stonks a little bit?
Stonks. I haven't prepared anything, but yeah, we can. Yeah, let's do it.
Well,
We
yeah,
got new
you
OTAs.
had the live OTAs, so
Yeah.
dude, I wrote these down
Mhm.
yesterday. And I thought of these yesterday, and then the OTA passage would make me seem like an asshole now.
Yeah.
Um, but so my stonks was gonna be Shuri.
Oh
So I
boy.
think, and that's why I wanted to do that, make that Sauron deck too,
Yeah.
because I think Shuri. I don't think it's going to be like a huge comeback. I don't think we're going to see a lot of Shuri, but I think with Spider Ham coming out, there's going to
Mm,
be a lot more cards like Red Skull that are okay with just cards that, well, specifically Red Skull, that like
mhm,
if it gets Spider Hammed, you're
mhm.
actually happy about that. It's actually a buff to the card.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see a lot. And now Red Skull is more power, so it's like even more incentive to play you
Mhm,
know If you don't hit Sauron or you don't hit zero, and your Red Skull gets Spider Hammed, you're like sick.
Mhm,
You know, so I think that we might see a little bit more Shuri decks. I
mhm.
don't think it's going to be oppressive like before, but I have a suspicion with Ham coming out, and people are going to be like, "Oh, I can't play Doctor Doom anymore now," especially again with the update.
Mhm.
Um, it'll be more incentive to play other decks like kind of like Shuri. So I think Shuri will come back.
I like that call. That's super interesting. Yeah, it's funny. You already had the deck made. You're ready to go, and
I know. Now I look like, oh, I'll just look at the
yeah,
OTAs like an
yeah,
asshole.
yeah.
But
Well,
no,
I'll
I
say
sorry.
something kind of, I guess, not like direct, because clearly destroy and Shuri Zero, all that, just massive buff, which is great. These are decks that weren't being played at all. Really cool that they buffed those decks.
Yeah,
Just straight up destroy too. We've talked about destroy too. We had a whole pod where we talked about Venom and destroy the whole time.
yeah.
Yeah, like that ramp deck in there is like really interesting. Now I'd like to go back to it, but I would say, and this is gonna sound a little bit silly, but Kitty Pride bounce.
What stonks? Yeah, of course.
Stonks. Well, because what was I gonna say?
In Conquest.
Um, what?
In Conquest.
Yeah. The the Doom Doctor Doom Odin combo is primarily like a Sandman ramp combo. So there
Yeah,
should be less Sandman ramp now.
yeah,
And that's really the only thing that this Kitty bounce deck loses to. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of stonks. Like, the wheels up, man.
yeah.
Spider Ham came out. Uh, you really you're gonna see you're gonna play a lot of Evos and a lot of mirrors, and you know, bring the noise.
That's it. Electra, Tekken Electra.
Yeah.
You win that match.
Altektra.
Not stonks. Again, I made this yesterday, and I was gonna say Doctor Doom.
Oh my gosh.
Um, Doctor Doom, I only said because of Spider. My only logic was Spider Ham,
Right.
because he's affected so hard by Spider Ham. He's like,
Mhm.
if you Spider Ham like your Hulk, your evil Hulk, and he's still a 614 or 616, you're
Mhm.
not that upset. If you Spider Ham like a Magneto, you're not that upset. But
Mhm.
Doctor Doom was in like every deck,
Yeah.
so you're like so likely to hit the Doctor Doom with a Spider Ham, and
Mhm.
you're not going to play a 6-5. I mean,
Mhm.
Galactus is 6-7, and he feels like shit to play
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
6-7.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Even Chavez is a 6-9. You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, it's,
She's okay.
you
I
never
don't.
want to play her. You never want
Yeah,
to
I
play
don't
her.
want to, but
Yeah. Yeah.
and people didn't play Hulk because it's 12 vanilla.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a 6-5, like I thought he was just gonna be, because he's in every deck. Spider Ham was gonna come out wreaking havoc. Doctor Doom not stonks, and now that he's even nerfed, and now with Spider Ham, I think, dude, he's not stonks.
Yeah, and I
So
hate to keep bringing up Odin, but Odin gets hit too. I mean, same thing,
yeah,
right? You
yeah.
hit their Odin, like you might have just broke their whole deck, right? So
Come on, man, Wakanda forever. What about
okay, so
like the
speaking of not,
Black Panther?
well, I guess with that one, yeah, you hope you hit the Zola, right? You're shooting for Zola in that deck.
Yeah.
You're going for the snipe on the Armin. No more Wakanda. Wakanda, no
Uh,
more. Well,
come
we
on.
we talked about it a bit, like right before you push record. You brought it up, because you said you did this on the ladder, but I hate, because I said this before and I was wrong, but I'm gonna say it again, not to try to be whatever, but Sarah decks,
Yeah.
just Sarah. Let me just say Sarah as not stonks. Um, yeah, man, you're the ham's hitting the Sarah. I mean, it's just hitting it every time. And if it doesn't hit it, it's gonna get bounced, and then it's gonna hit it on turn 4.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's I don't know how you play. You'd have to play like some hybrid Sarah deck. I don't know if straight up Sarah
Surfer.
is the answer. I think Surfer is okay because you could just play 2 3s,
That's what.
you
Yeah.
know, or to two and a three, a Nova and a Killmonger. So Sarah Surfer probably fine, but Sarah Monkey Control, Sarah Control, like Miracle Sarah is not stonks.
Yeah. If Spider Ham is very popular,
Yeah,
then yeah, then I 100% agree with you. If Spider Ham's not that popular, then I still think Sarah will do okay. But yeah,
yeah.
with Spider Man coming out, it's a cheaper card. It seems to be pretty popular. It seems to be pretty damn good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. I think Sarah control decks will be not stonks, because you're hit. Yeah, that's the highest cost card in the game in their hand at all times. and you're nailing that Sarah.
This card's kind of rough too because you really can hit that Modoc like because they're or
Bro,
even
the apocalypse.
yeah, even if you hit APOC and then he's actually getting discarded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
so,
yeah, we did
yeah,
yeah, oh my god, I thought about that earlier in the week. Yeah, that's
yeah,
100%. This card is 100%
yeah.
non-stonks with Spider-Ham. 'Cause
Them
yeah,
having
dude,
a
you hit the
Chavez,
apocalypse and they just lose.
yeah, you almost have to run death. You always have to take out Chavez and put death. And then
The
you,
death
but
counter.
then no, you can't because the Lady Civ's gonna hit death now. So
That's true.
they're just done.
That's it.
Yeah, that's brutal. I just thought of that one, but yeah. Hey man, we're in the ham. We're in the ham meta. We're hamming it up. What can you say?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you've already if you I wonder if Apoc's a good one too. I wonder if he's
Oh no, the
gonna be
pig's getting
one.
discarded. The pig's not coming back, kid.
No, that's not
Unless
what
you're
I'm
a hella
saying.
player. The
No, I
kid,
wonder if like if they do it on like turn 6 or something, if he keeps the same power that he had. But why would you ever do that? Never mind. Like if he was
yeah,
still
I
if it was
I
like
think he would. I think he
if
would
he's
though,
just like
right?
a 6/16, and
Yeah,
then you
he'd be
could
a
just
six.
like play out
Yeah,
other cards, and then maybe you save him for Dracula
yeah,
or something.
yeah. He would be like a 16, like you said. I think. Yeah,
Yeah, still though, yeah. Oh my god, that's poor
absolutely.
discard. The off meta discards.
Yeah, I mean, it was close to meta last patch, but
Yeah.
a lot changes every week in this game.
If you it's great. If you I guess if there's gonna be a lot of ham and you're playing discard, you gotta play Gila discard. Because
Mhm.
then if the APOC goes down, you throw Gila in your discard list. If the APOC goes down,
Yeah,
you're bringing him back.
big pig getting summoned. You
Yeah.
get the god pig. Beat them down with their own pigs. That's the one deck that
Exactly.
could just beat you down with the
Yeah.
pig. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought of that. If Sandman really becomes a thing, I will be going back to Hella. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't need
No,
I
hell
don't
is
need
fun.
I don't need an excuse.
Hell is fun. Hell is
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, man. All right,
Mhm.
we're like an hour and 10 minutes in.
Yeah,
Um,
that was pretty good,
that was
stonk list, yeah.
dude. This meta is great. These OTA changes are great. No more until July 11th.
Mhm.
So maybe next week we'll do a top 5 cards actually and see. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Um,
Mhm.
uh, so check us out on YouTube at Super Snap Bros at the Super Snap Bros. Basically
Wait,
just
wait,
this
wait, kid,
podcast.
I wanna say before we do top 5, let me try to name what I would have had as the top 5, but now the whole thing just got wrecked. I so before you got to think of my mind like 2 weeks ago when I thought of
Yeah,
this. Okay,
yeah,
so I think I had Storm at 5,
yeah,
and then Hit Monkey at 4.
yeah.
He's still probably top 5. I don't know. Then I had Doctor Doom, Nebula, High Evolutionary at 1.
Yeah, High Evo's good.
That was my list.
Yeah.
So because
High Evo's up there.
yeah.
Zabu's up there, I think.
Yeah, Cozy and Coach had Zabu at 1. I don't know if I agree with that, but I
Maybe
think
not one,
Zabu
but
I think top 15, 20 for sure. Maybe
he's
low in the top
insane.
10, but yeah, no, I'm not mad at Zabu in the top 5. Like is a
Yeah.
phenomenal card.
Doom 100% was in the top 5. We'll see. Maybe he still is. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, he's still 613 spreads out over 3 lanes. That still sounds pretty good, honestly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anything you want to say to the peeps?
No, hey, thanks for tuning in, Uh have a good weekend. Enjoy the sun and happy snapping.
Yeah, at the Super Snap Bros. YouTube, Twitter at the kid_snap. If you want us to talk about any random comments or any stupid stuff that you want us to talk about, leave comments, all that stupid stuff. Hey, have a great weekend, everyone. Peace.